not enough if you're going up against a lot more tanks, and there's the Nico.
Wow. Okay, this is hell. Okay, this is absolutely awful for Kana. You don't win at any single level, and you're very reliant on...
It means that MDK can contest grubs in the reset. He's a closer, didn't even get one of them.
I mean, Close is going to go over. Yeah, you're right. And it's only singular in the end. Mirwin's coming down as well. This is over egregious. Targamas being here as he flashes over. Almost gets caught out with his life for first blood, but the disengage is there. The grubs reset, and still 2 for the taking there as Elyoya thinks about it, trying to get level 6 ASAP.
MDK not losing down bot side either. It's not like they're overcommitting numbers trying to secure these grubs. They are catching waves for Super and no platings for the side of Kana.
And Kana got really lucky. Got out of that horrible matchup in top lane to go against Zeri. So it worked out really well.
Well planned, was it? Well, while we were talking about Elyoya, I did want to bring something to your attention. You know, we were hyping this guy up as like the carry jungle king. I know Jankos had that reserved over multiple years, but it feels like with recent performance and how he is
every single time.
That's nuts, actually.
Yeah, it is really crazy.
That's actually I didn't absorb that until that's really bonkers as Alvaro comes on in. But close up. Oh my god.
Wait, now he has got the advantage for numbers in top side, so they get the Void Grubs, which are now pushed into 4, which just helps out perfectly for Mirwin on the split push.
Yeah, absolutely. With that prior, I completely agree with you. Top and mid, you secure grubs, and now 6 grubs to the side of MDK. That Nico is going to have a field day hitting these towers.
Close enough to
5,
6, right? Yeah. But the point stands, doesn't it? The grubs are still out. The mites, I should say. This Nico.
No mites, they definitely have it.
No mites. Okay. That's great. Good joke. Good humor. You'll be a good dad someday, Dadga. Dadga. And I mean, they are starting to stack these up.
The thing is, though, the reset timers on MDK have been a bit funky. So super reset is fine because it's really a huge answer. But Targamas needs to be careful here.
He is. He's waiting in brush, pixel brush, but Elyoya is there. Flash away. There's the ulti to follow up. Ooh. But a double knock-up is bid with the depth charge. KC can turn this. The flashing from close is great as well. And Alvaro gets a trade here with a great engage himself, but no one there to support. 2 members down, a double over.
So he didn't have much time. He knew he was going into that losing plates, and now and bot side as well. First blood turret is just another win for MDK.
I mean, MDK, yeah, maybe in the long run, it's just so much better. I mean, we talked about it like, yeah, KC get the 2 kills, but 3K gold lead just about now. Top is a hair's breadth away. KC are going to be getting the Herald, so that's a plus, but like, again, MDK, these side lanes plus Super, there are big gold leads and big carry.
It's really difficult for KC to try and push forward because the setup from MDK could be huge. Kana trying to take space, upset, had already pushed in the wave in mid, so they get the tower. And now the steal from Closer.
Trying. Oh my god, the smite a little bit early. Closer, excuse me, at half HP, but they can't find the kill.
The only thing I'm not a fan of here for Upset is his build. I really think going in towards like the Static Shiv build and Gwynsu's Rage Blade, opting more in towards the AP heavy build was kind of needed with a lot of the AD, but also just being able to contest waves. But now KC on the back foot.
I mean, Targamas, he's a target here now, but Alvaro changes onto Vladdy. The Zerial comes through, but Vladdy's fine. Ooh. They re-engage. The Pop Blossom will find the mark, though. Mirwin's done a lot. He tries to auto-attack on the back end, but KC have the comeuppance, a double kill already there. And just as we're saying it, the team fighting 80 carries are popping off. Closer's looking for the chase. Vladdy gets the reset. Elyoya's up next, and KC's reliability.
And the fact that you're going to be able to rinse this with double 80 carry, double Kraken, it does not survive very long.
3K gold lead, and I'm looking through Vladdy as well, who's starting to rear his head. Now with Baron, KC don't even care about the grub.
Open up Targamas, as you saw there, to lean into the bottom side to help out, but get the hook.
Targa, he hooks in the clone. Remember, that's easy for me when he autos off the back end and he stacked up the Gwynsu's Rage Blade, gets the Bork activation, but walks out. Targa's fine with that because they
so much control over the map and trying to help Mirwin get push on this bottom side. So the fight begins. Targamas with the hook.
And again, his stretch lines haven't been bad. The depth charge as well. Super gets over the wall, so at least he's away from that engage. Pop Blossom is there. It's a one-man, but onto Kana. They're trying to play front to back. The Zerial's there as well, but finding the back line. That's Kana, or rather Closer, who gets the ulti to lock on down. The upset ulti as well flies on in. Their aggression impact today, and KC cleaning up.
Hooks onto key carries. Kana on a flank. I mean, the fact that Targamas managed to hook Super in the midst of all that.
It's costing them the map now with bot in a turret getting taken down as well. We were concerned about the damage. More and more control being given over. remember as well, Dagner talked about that IE. We've got a 3-item Tristana. Targamas knows it. He dredge lines in. Good ulti though. Closer steps on up. He's getting burst down, but Upset into the backline, flashes away from the Magnet Storm. Great spacing here as KC now look for the right side of the fight and onto Frescowi. He gets destroyed. Even the hook from Targamas hitting through the wall is big as Kana gets revenge. He's Pop Blossom though and kited back, but still KC are on the up and up, the up and out, the up and done for game number 1 as Upset has become godlike and KC have become done with Mad Lions.
Upset's aggressiveness in that fight made it impossible for MDK to get their footing. He dives onto Mirwin, but no way. Are they just going to look for the end?
They're going to try at the very least. Look at the death timers on 3 members of Mad Lions Koi. He has been called Koi, in fact, Upset. He's been called a KC.
Won the fight. Now can he do it again?
Is this the Hail Mary? It feels like it is, right? I mean, onto the Baron, drawing in KC. Closer though, finds an old target on the Frescowi, but no one's nearby until Upset flies on in. Frescowi is outnumbered, outmatched, and outdone. MDK now with 4 members in front of the Baron. The debuff is there, and KC getting hit hard though by Super is the try, but even Death can't find a kill there. In the end, Upset flies through and Bloody starts hopping on like it's Mario Brothers again. And it looks like Mad are just out of gas in this first game.
I love watching this version of KC.
Agreed.
The fact that they have grown over the course of playoffs, over the course, he's gone. This has been such a joy to watch.
Right, we talked a lot about, you know, their start in winter when they debuted in the league, in spring as well. There are a lot of throws, there are a lot of with Closer and Kana. I mean, this was a big gamble when Kana had rough times over on T1, and we remember, you know, Closer in the LCS as well on 100
Damage from Upset. This AP build is going to start doing wonders now that it's got to the 3rd and early 4th item.
And with Baron as well, they're just shredding these turrets. There's nothing that split pushing Nico top can do, right? Mirwin has tried. He's tried to put pressure on the other side of the map, and there's a wave coming in, but KC have now broken the base in 2 different places. The gold leader's now moved to 8K. There's a soul there, there's a re-engage here. Targamas with some great hooks this game, and Closer just dives in so that Upset's delight can continue. He rolls, he flies, and Upset will continue to glide. These 80 carries thrive, and KC will not accept their time to die.
Upset says stop and watch as he outplays MDK beautifully in the base. The Nexus turrets are falling.
Oh my
Super
God.
may go with them. But KC, a glorious game 1 to start this series.
I think Glorious is absolutely right. 11:05 on Upset.
Sejuani or whatever, it makes it very difficult then to try and play into that. So I'm not the biggest fan of just using Rel as your main engage tool, and that's where I'm a little bit nervous about Mad Lions Koi's setup here for their fights.
Ooh, so much dive like you're saying. Jack's setup read from Elyoya was exactly that. They knew that Camille would get level 6 on that timer, and he made sure to be there on that slow push.
Yeah, and now you don't have that ult available, so Elyoya able to take the Void Grubs on top.
One thing you can say about this jungler is Elyoya is moving into position, and Alvaro is thinking about engage. There's a Shattering Strike, the Crush Down as well. The Seer locks him down, the Fate sealed. Will he ever get to move?
Targamas and Bloody still here. Frescowi going to make sure that he starts to lean in towards this river just to bully KC away.
6 grubs.
Yeah. And that's going to be great for Mirwin.
And it feels like a masterclass from Elyoya in terms of the jungle right now. All 6 grubs, no dragons lost, and you've mitigated all the gank windows topside as Gank comes up
Damage
closer.
there, Hextech ultimatum, but look at who's here. MDK here to bail him out. Mirwin buys time, flashes down towards his team. Now he's dead, but what can they get in return? Elyoya, the carry, has to flash away, and Kana is sitting on his head. Alvaro, no engage, and MDK are doing it again, getting caught on out as Mirwin drops first. Then it was their jungler, Alvaro next. The kills over to Kana, and
it's great because you can try and take fights on your fancy, but when you look at where MDK are at now, it's more difficult when Targamas can engage and the follow-up there.
And it's here again onto Alvaro, caught on out, his Magnet Storm's in, but Vladdy's
not going to make a play down to bot side with his ulti and sacrifices lead.
Good to know, good to point out, is good
for a dive on towards Khan as he gets in towards top, but 2 members of MDK here. This is risky.
TP's there, it's going to be a 4 versus 2. The ult locks down Frescowi. The wall is out again, and Vladdy already picks up one. Alvaro can't even move himself. No ulti for him. Casey execute a clean dive, and Alvaro is getting bullied in this game too.
I'm sorry, Casey. I wasn't aware of your game. Yeah. I didn't realize that your dive was going to be that clean.
As well, we saw this last game on the Renekton TPing down bot side, maybe when it wasn't the best idea because of the cross map, but MDK...
And those 6 Void Grubs going to make a massive difference in how quickly MDK can deal with these structures.
Absolutely. The tower damage is going to be there.
As well, the extra magic damage that comes through, and so Yone makes him another good split pusher as MDK look at enemy jungle. Alvaro flash, shattering strikers. I could speak properly if Vladdy could move.
Link up between Targamas and Closer, try and get the vision, and now...
Targamas. Will they catch him?
Oh, the rats. The engage is there. Double engage down. Targa is burning down as well and eventually drops. That was sneaky from MDK. You don't expect the double whammy.
Moving in. Maybe he felt like he had safety because he had the sweeper activated, but heads up. Great play between the towers from MDK, and that's going to convert into another tier 2. I want to look up top side on that tier 2 as well.
A vision that they still have in that top side as you see the going to push in that top wave.
Second dragon going to go over to KC. I really need to see them play with Kana in the side lane. You've invested in mitigation on this tower.
Especially since they have Vladdy pushing on the side. It feels like Vladdy would be far more vulnerable here.
Well, Kana, good buff with that E against the wall, gets him out, and now he turns with the Hextech ultimatum. The charge on Alvaro's great. The dive in, even better. Super now joins on in as a gold card follows through, but onto the back end, Kana is burning down. He's ticking.
He's looking for picks. He's playing from bot
TP
into mid. Look at the TP.
Ooh. Okay, this is a breaker in. Upset finds the pick, and Elyoya is dead. Wow. What setup from KC is to jump down onto Super's buff, but he can't get out. He tried to heal the wall, but Kana said no. KC again.
Can't get away.
It's the imports this series that are doing work as well. We highlight Upset, but man, Kana and Closer coming up clutch as well. The Baron off.
It feels like that's where KC can start to pick up another Mountain Dragon, potential for a Mountain Soul for themselves as well.
Yeah, no TP available for Kana though, so now he makes it.
Kana, if he stays here comfortably, he's just going to find a tier 2 by himself. Sure, we'll look in a second, but that tier 2 just drops the avenue, and while that's going on, they just hit mid down. Upset tanks it up, and 3 turrets from this Baron is big as, wait, for the time being, Kana looks for a flanking angle. He's hit out with the Hextech automated buff. The Super gets the ulti. There's the Magnet Storm. Alvaro buys some time, but Super is in the middle of it all. About to drop the Closer. Easy as that, as Targa and Upset have found Elyoya split up. And that's exactly what it is. As Man find Vladdy in the back end of the fight. Closer disengages. Upset, Targamas are out of there. There's the gold card you were waiting for, but Closer has to flash out in the end. Mad will get the Dragon start here. Luckily so, it's a 1-for-1 for them.
Kana gets collapsed on, so he kind of has to blow everything early alongside Closer trying to get in position to save him, so it ends up being Vladdy.
Who's been the goal for a long time. Mirwin doesn't have that much damage. He gets the extended range, but Closer finds him out. The pick off, MDK stepping too far forward, you'd think, but Mirwin gets on out spaces. But in the meantime, Upset loves to fly. This guy has grown some wings in this series, while Frescowi comes in late, but finds Kana. That's one, but he still dies in the end. Mad, it's over. Going to be used on the back of the pit. This Baron's going down fast to see it. Damage means a lot as Alvaro wants to get the engage into the pit. Smite is enough. Closer gets it and secures his Vladdy. Flies and glides with his Emperor's Divide. Alvaro is back on the bad line as Mirwin runs to the front. And KC, they are playing their comp well again with a TP to mid to try and break that base.
A series of errors from that top fight into a Baron start, and now a turn coming in from Vladdy, the player we have all hyped up recently in recent weeks. He's been playing so damn well, and now I think they can look for the end here. Is that 30 seconds left on Elyoya? I think they have time.
Up in 10 seconds. Dagda, what do you reckon?
Looking like Sidelines Koi are going to be taken to the main stage here. KC, they want to end this here.
Keeping their dreams alive. It's a miracle run needed as Mirwin gets uppercut by Kana, who's had a field day of this game. KC came to play, and when they need top 3 to get into season finals, KC will not take Mad's crap any longer today. The miracle run here in the LEC Summer Playoffs begins.
Thank you so much, guys. I mean, you're right. Let's ask him, actually. First off, Targamas, congratulations. Thank you for joining me on stage. The guys on the cast were telling that you played really well today. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I played pretty good, right? So I think the whole team, like, we didn't do that many mistakes. Like, I think we gave a lot of space to enemy teams sometimes because they, I mean, we know they like to play really aggressive with their jungle supports, but like, we didn't, like game 1, we didn't die. Game 2, there was a little moment where we died a bit, but then we started being like, okay, guys, they're actually inting, just kill them. and then yeah, everything went well.
Inting.
Yeah.
I mean, these are some strong words because actually coming into this matchup, I didn't think we've seen enough from KC to put you as really, really high favorites. And I feel like when you play against MDK, you never know what kind of champions they're going to throw at you. Maybe a bit unsure about the game plan. What was your approach and understanding of Mad Lions Koi today?
I mean, of course, we respect them. I think they are playing pretty good laning phase, like especially their bots. Like they are not afraid to just press their buttons and try to make things happen, right? But I think the mid game they struggle a lot and they always play the same. Like their jungle support is just going really far while their carries are not with them. So I mean, we watch their games and we know what they're doing, right? Yeah. So in the games, maybe it took us a bit of time to realize because we're like on stage and we are not punishing instantly. But then after they do it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, at some point we just kill them.
Yeah, you get the message. You know what the game is going to be about. But for you guys, honestly, it looks like everything is looking pretty good. The team keeps on improving. All the players keep on improving and the synergy keeps on getting better. What's the state of KC right now? How do you feel with the rest of the team as you're ramping up in playoffs, especially knowing that one mistake, you're out and the year is over, sadly?
I mean, I feel pretty good. Like, I think since the beginning of the split, we've been playing like decently on stage, I would say, and like in scrims, we've been actually playing good, like challenging the top teams, right? Like that's where I would kind of put us. But first round, of course, we play against G2, so yeah. It sucks a bit, right? It's hard to win against them, and also I think they had like really nice plan in draft. But I'm pretty confident we can win against everyone else if we just play our game.
And talking a bit more about you, that's a topic we didn't have the opportunity to touch up on last time I interviewed you, but I know that it's been a difficult year for you. I know that you got your share of criticism, and I know that the community had some thoughts, basically, about you in general. I was wondering how much it affected you or actually helped you push further.
I mean, as I said in my last post, like I don't think it affects me much because I have like the team around me like supporting me a lot, and like everyone is happy with the job I'm doing, so I don't care like what people behind their PC at home thinks, right? Yeah. It doesn't really matter. But obviously, I think like the toxicity has been like pretty high lately, and it's fair when, especially towards KC, when we've been like performing really bad. But I can't wait to shut some mouths, you know? Yeah,
I mean, that's the point of all this, and the next mouth that you're gonna shut. I love this. The next mouth that you're hopefully gonna shut, and maybe teams that you're gonna eliminate, is gonna be SK. Any words on this upcoming matchup? Niski on the other side of the rift?
I mean, I don't really mind. I think SK, it's like, they had a pretty good like regular season, like always. But I'm not really scared against them. Like I think, for me, the way I see it is like when you run in the loser brackets, like the hardest game is often like the first game because you have to like get the momentum. Right now, I think we played pretty good today. Everyone is feeling confident. I feel like in 2 days we're probably just gonna win again.
All right. I hope you can carry this momentum into the next match. We have Vladdy and your jungler closer in PGL. Anything you want to tell them, or maybe your take on how they played today? You can look at this camera.
I mean, yeah, I think Vladdy, he almost ran it down 1 time in the game when he gets hot on top when we say everything in comms, but it's fine, you know, like he still needs to learn a bit, so.
All right, it's not about running it down, it's about shutting down the Nexus in the end. Targamas, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much for the interview. And that's all for us here on this side of the stage. Shox, over to you.
On me, and the wasted everything on me, so then we won.
Yeah. Thank you. He's already explaining it, actually. Yeah. Welcome to the post-game lobby, where I'm joined by Odoamne, by Closer, and by Vladdy. You're getting called out by your support.
Yeah.
Why did you int?
I didn't.
You got called in the jungle.
It's like, I'm a rookie, I can do it.
This guy.
How long are you going to say that?
Maybe this is your last split.
Yeah, this is your last
split.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, talk to me about facing MDK. I heard you guys talking, and I heard there was some disagreement in the team about, you know, how strong they were going to be as an opponent. Can you explain a little bit?
Since they reached the finals in the first splits, and I mean, I know they looked like weak lately, but we kind of thought that they were going to be very dangerous. They also look good against BDS, so we took this game very seriously. But I think, to be honest, in the regular split, we didn't show that we are that strong. So we were confident in ourselves because we were playing well in scrims, but we didn't really know how it's going to look like. But I mean, I think we played pretty good today, so I'm happy.
I agree. Oh, so you think like, oh, maybe they could have the potential, right? Because you're not sure, but in the end, they also have a tendency of not being able to close out games, and it kind of happened again in this series, Vladdy. Were you aware of the fact that they tend to make some mistakes in the mid game here and there, and were you aware of that as a game plan from your side, that you would look out for that?
I mean, no, obviously they will do mistakes. Everyone does, but I think they got caught so many times. Like I didn't expect them to just walk straight in our jungle every single time. And while we have Seju, Rakan, and all this kind of stuff, like oh, the first game.
Yeah.
Okay, the first game. Yeah, I mean the first game was tricky because we gave up a lot of turrets in the early game.
I mean,
we ended up being 3K
they used
behind.
Nico though.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was only the gold was only on Nico.
Yeah.
So eventually, I think in the mid game, our comp is just really good in team fights, and we just won.
I did think you guys leveled up a little bit, because I feel like if you would have had this sort of game, especially the first game where individually there's like members falling behind and there's someone super fed on enemy team, you guys would falter. But right now, you guys are a lot more coordinated and a lot more together when it comes to pulling the trigger than in regular season so far. So what are kind of the... Do you guys also feel this when you play the game? Do you guys get this sort of confidence where you feel like everyone's on the same page? Because before, this was usually our main critical point of K-Corp.